Hello and welcome back to Vault Holocron, where today I will discuss my theory on why Kenobi is a lot weaker in Kenobi. In this video, there will be spoilers for Kenobi episodes 1 and 2, so click away now if you don't want any spoilers. There will be sources for the information covered in the description, so that you can learn more or fact check my information. First, let's talk about midi-chlorians, the life form that connects all organisms to the Force.
Midi-chlorians are a microscopic life form that resides within all living cells,
in which they have a symbiotic relationship.
We are symbionts with them.
Symbiosis, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, is the living together in more or less intimate association or close union of two dissimilar organisms.
Symbionts?
Life forms living together for mutual advantage.
To biologists out there, this relationship will remind them of the relationship between cells and mitochondria in the real world. This is because of the endosymbiotic hypothesis, in which it is believed that mitochondria may have originated from a bacterial organism living inside a cell symbiotically, which over time became the organelle, mitochondria. As well as this similarity of mitochondria and midi-chlorians, it is stated on Wikipedia that the midi-chlorians were inspired by mitochondria. This is the basis of my theory. I believe that Kenobi is weak in the Force and now has a lower midi-chlorian count or reduced midi-chlorian function from when we last saw him.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
But why do I believe this? Well, it all links back to mitochondria. In the human body, it has been shown that aging reduces mitochondrial function, making the mitochondria less effective. By this logic, it stands to reason that the same would happen to midi-chlorians in Star Wars, making Kenobi weaker and weaker over time. Having had 10 years under the harsh binary suns of Tatooine, it's fair to assume that Kenobi has aged quite a bit since we last saw him. Not to mention there's lots of evidence suggesting that chronic stress also causes aging, which would not help Kenobi's case. However, I hear you typing already, what about Count Dooku? He was 83 when he died, and he was still very strong with the Force. So what gives? Well, if midi-chlorians do function like mitochondria, then this only aids my theory. When it comes to the mitochondria, evidence has proved that exercise can help prevent or possibly even reverse this aging process to do with mitochondria. I won't go into too much detail on this. However, looking at this graph here, you can see that after exercise training, there was significantly more mitochondrial DNA in the people being tested. Relating this to midi-chlorians, this suggests that if you don't use the Force very often, then your midi-chlorians may become less effective. This is because the mitochondria are the site of aerobic respiration, and respiratory rate increases during exercise. And so it stands to reason that using the Force would be using midi-chlorians more extensively, and that there would be a similar effect to using mitochondria more extensively. From what we know about Kenobi, it stands to reason that Obi-Wan hasn't used the Force all that much in his 10 years on Tatooine. This would suggest that his midi-chlorians would now be less effective, making him less in tune with the Force or less Force sensitive. This seems to be backed up in the first 2 episodes of Kenobi, in which he seemingly only uses the Force once, with even holding up Leia using the Force proving to be a struggle. As well as this, he misses so many blaster shots, something I wouldn't expect from someone in tune with the Force. However, there is evidence outside of Kenobi as well. In Jedi Fallen Order, we progress through the game slowly learning new abilities as we play. Although this could be chalked up to just a game mechanic, it is important to remember this is quite likely due to Cal not having used the Force for many years, and so relearning. This suggests that Cal could have lost his connection to the Force over time. In fact, over a far shorter period of time than Kenobi. But that isn't it for examples. In The Mandalorian, Ahsoka tells Mandu to wait and let Grogu's abilities fade over time. This right here is direct proof that Force abilities and sensitivity decrease over time. What's to say the same didn't happen to Kenobi? As for the scene in The Last Jedi, in which Luke Force projects himself across the galaxy after having not used the Force in years, I would say this doesn't break my theory. This is because Luke most likely had one of the highest midi-chlorian counts ever seen, and so I think he would have maintained a relatively good connection with the Force. Plus, it seems he's still weaker in the Force anyway, because the Force projection kills him, but that may be me looking too far into the scene. I hope you enjoyed the theory, and thanks for watching. Here's a reminder that I have all of my sources in the description, and bye.